Here's one where I get beat, but I get beat by a very interesting deck. So, start out as per usual. The hand's a little slow, but it looks interesting. Ether Vial. I figured it was humans at this point. I was wrong. He vials in an Essence Warden and then plays an Elvish Visionary to gain a life. Meanwhile, I just play a Marsh Flats and pass. I draw an Emrakul, which is kind of useless at this point. I'm hoping to draw a land and maybe ditch it with a Nahiri. I sack the Marsh Flats, he plays a Kalani Garden and does nothing. So I figure, hey, I'm in for a chance. Oh shit, no land. At least I got a Blood Moon. Let's see what happens. He plays a Mirror Entity. Now I've never really played against this card, and I'm in for a really awful shock. So, I Anger of the Gods everything away, but I'm actually down to 1, because he Mirror Entity'd and paid all of his mana to pump his team. I draw no land. He vials in Akira the Great Glass Spinner for the last bit of damage, and that's the end of the game, which kind of sucks. I can blame the mana on that one, I guess. But I still managed to board wipe just a little too late. The pumping ability of Mirror Entity came as a complete shock to me. I wasn't used to it. Game 2. Okay, this one looks good. Not perfect, but at least I've got a turn 3 Anger of the Gods. He casts an Elvish Visionary. I know he's worried about an Anger again, so he's taking things very slowly. Now I draw Blood Moon, but I have no white sources, so I can't play it too soon. I Lightning Helix the Elvish Visionary. I'm trying to give him the impression that I don't have an Anger. I Temple of Triumph, and I see another Lightning Helix, so I don't bother with the Anger right now. I draw the Helix and Helix away a Scavenging Ooze. Still waiting for him. He doesn't know I'm a Through the Breach deck yet. I draw a white source, which means now I can Blood Moon. Meanwhile, he's just vomited out all of those creatures. He attacks. Now on my turn, yeah, there goes Chandra. On my turn, I Anger. Wipe his board. He sacks the Pride Mage to destroy my Blood Moon, which is a good move. Now on my turn, I Through the Breach, and he sacks everything except one of his Aether Vials. He vials in a Mirror Entity. Draws a land. I draw Nahiri, exile the Mirror Entity. Don't draw land, but draw a Blood Moon. Fair enough, but doesn't do me that much good. I draw a land. Come on Through the Breach. There's a Coiling Oracle. I'm still drawing cards. Finally, Through the Breach into Emrakul. He didn't even see the Emrakul. This particular play gave me the impression that sometimes, especially when your opponent's on low life, it might actually be worth bluffing Through the Breach if you're on an incredibly low amount of life and are going to die the next turn. You might get the, I don't know, concession. Anyway, game 3. I lose this game, but my opponent plays it very, very well. I'm very impressed with the way the game went here. I scried a Gemstone Cavern to the top because I want the four lands, if not for the Wrath of God, then for the Chandra. Temple of Triumph. I play Arid Mesa. He plays a mirror entity. Uh-oh. I need to start killing stuff. He doesn't attack. At the time, I didn't think anything of it. Now I know exactly why. I play a Wrath of God, and he Chords of Calling, whatever the hell, to get a Selfless Spirit. He knew that I had some sort of wrath, so he played extremely well, because he wouldn't have been able to chord for the Selfless Spirit if he hadn't left the mirror entity untapped. I figured he was going to pump the mirror entity and get in as much damage as he could. No, he's no fool. Blade Splicer. 2 green. So what's happening now? Did you see that? I Chandra'd to try and kill the mirror entity, and he Chord of Calling for a Mystic Snake, which countered my Chandra. And next turn, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the changeling becomes a 6/6. Well, a 5/5, a 5/5, a 5/5, and basically I'm dead. And so there's the concession. He played that incredibly well. I mean, yeah, you can say, okay, he was lucky for having 2 Chord of Calling. But he played that game extremely well.